Hello, my name is Septiani, representing from Diponegoro University, and it is a great honor for me to present our collaborative research entitled Analyzing Environmental Degradation in BRICS Country Post-Paris Agreement, an empirical test of the environmental Kuznets curve hypothesis. This paper is co-authored with Mr. Nugroho Sumarjianto PM and Dr. Deden Dinar Iskandar from Diponegoro University. Our study focused on how economic growth, fossil and renewable energy consumption, trade openness, and population dynamic interact to shape CO2 emission in BRICS countries, particularly before and after the Paris Agreement 2015. The motivation behind the research stemmed from the fact that the BRIC region play a crucial role in global energy consumption and emission, yet still face serious challenges in its transition toward clean energy. We believe that understanding this dynamic is essential for evaluating the effectiveness of international climate commitment and identifying policy pathways that align with sustainable development goals. In the background, uh, we will show global environmental degradation has become one of the most pressing challenges of the 20th century, particularly in emerging economies such as BRIC countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. These nations collectively account for a substantial share of global GDP and CO2 emission, driven primarily by industrial expansion, rapid urbanization, and fossil fuel dependence. Although the Paris Agreement of 2015 marked a global commitment toward carbon neutrality and sustainable energy transition, and BRIC economics continue to face difficulties in balancing economic growth with environment protection. Understanding how economic and energy dynamics have evolved before and after the Paris Agreement is then essential for evaluating the effectiveness of global climate policy and its translation into national framework. And in the research gap, previous study examined the environment Kuznets curve hypothesis in BRICS countries have produced mixed and inconclusive results. Many empirical analyses have focused on the relations between economic growth and emission without explicitly incorporating the post-Paris Agreement structural shift or the role of renewable energy and trade open. Furthermore, few studies have distinct between the pre-Paris and post-Paris, leaving a gap in understanding whether international commitments have truly altered the energy growth emission, and in this research aims to fill that gap by applying a PFAR framework to capture Both short-run and long-run dynamics provide new insight into the evolving environment, economic interaction in the BRIC region, and theoretically the environment Kuznets curve proposed as inverted U relationship between economic growth and environment degradation. While this pattern is well documented in advanced economics, its validity in developing contexts remains debated. The environment Kuznets curve framework of the overlooked interaction effect involving energy structure, population pressure, and trade liberalization, all of which influence the turning point and slope of the curve. Moreover, the inclusion of a Paris Agreement dummy variable introduction another dimension, representing a pause into structural change in global environment governance. This, the study extends environment Kuznets curve theory by integrating dynamic system model (BIFAR) to account for interdependence among variables such as fossil energy, renewable energy, trade open, and population, offering more comprehensive understanding of sustainable development trajectory in emerging economies. And under methodology, the analysis of the relationship between economic growth, fossil energy consumption, renewable energy, trade open, and CO2 emission in BRIC country, and this will get data from World Bank. Then the following PFAR model is estimation and will to uh, estimation result with impulse response function and then forecast error variance decomposition, which reveal the proportion of CO2 emission variance explained by each variable. In the result and discussion, we will see a CO2 equation in R square in the 0.6 or 60% of emission variation explained, and GDP and GDP quadrat significant and 1%, then this is a support the EKC hypothesis. And then renewable energy R square 0.40 and the probability in 0.03. This increasing relevant post Paris and fossil energy R square in 0.60 in the uh, portion less from 0.001 and this main emission driver and trade open week before Paris more influence of the two technology transfer and Paris dummy in minimal short-run effect and long-run potential impact observed. And next, ERF result show that GDP shock in up 0.3% emission in the short run and negative after threshold are we will can say Ekache confirmed, and then fossil energy shock in up plus 0.6 until 0.8% emission, and then renewable energy shock in negative 0.3 until 0.4% emission in the long term, and third open shock in plus 0.2% pre-Paris and negative 0.1% post-Paris. And in this point, we can say trade open make technology diffusion. And then in FAVD result, we can result fossil energy explain 65 until 70% of emission variance pre-Paris and 60 and 60, 50 until 55% and post-Paris. And renewable energy shall rise to 10 until 15% after 2050. So, the recent education, we can see that Ekache failed in brick with various pattern. Fossil dependence remains strong and in a Brazil stable due to biofuel, and South Africa declined due to crisis and police, and Paris Agreement initiated renewable adoption but in every progress. And the conclusion, we can 3 point. One is policy application when strength renewable energy incentive, and then include environmental standard in trade and develop green finance framework and enhance per capita energy efficiency. So, implication in the last is a align national policy with global climate goals. So, the awareness BRICS energy transition is a slow and even. Fossil fuel remain dominant, and the economic transformation, renewable and trade improving post-Paris, and the domestic reform need to complement global commitment. Ladies and gentlemen, to conclude, our statement invests that the path towards sustainable development in emerging economies like BRICS remain complex and even. Will economic growth continue to drive emission, the gradual rise of renewable energy, and the influence of international frameworks such as the Paris Agreement indicate a positive yet slow-moving transition toward cleaner economies? This should contribute to the ongoing discourse by integrating global climate commitment into empirical modeling through the inclusion of the Paris Agreement variable within a dynamic system approach. The finding underscore that global pledges alone are not enough. They must be reinforced by national level structural reform, technology innovation, and stronger green policy implementation. We hope that our work not only enriches academic understanding of the environmental Kuznets curve in the context of global government, but also provide practical insight for policymakers striving to align economic progress with environmental sustainability. Thank you very much for your attention.